A Course in Miracles, Lesson 253. Myself is ruler of the universe. It is impossible that anything should come to me unbidden by myself. Even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. What happens is what I desire. What does not occur is what I do not want to happen. This must I accept. For thus am I led past this world to my creations, children of my will in heaven, where my holy self abides with them and him who has created me. You are the self whom you created, Son, creating like yourself and one with you. Myself, which rules the universe, is but your will in perfect union with my own, which can but offer glad assent to yours, that it may be extended to itself. Lesson 253. Myself is ruler of the universe. The misunderstood throne. It is impossible that anything should come to me unbidden by myself. The ego hears this and thinks it just got promoted. It imagines sitting on a throne, directing reality like a movie director, yelling, "Action" and "Cut." But this is not the self being spoken of. The one doing the bidding is not the personality, not the body, not the narrative character called me. It is the capital S self, the Christ, the one mind dreaming the world. To say nothing comes unbidden is not a personal empowerment pep talk. It is a radical call to responsibility, not for the script of form, but for the choice to see it as real. Every moment of fear, pain, joy, grief or confusion, each was not made by the body self, but chosen at the level of mind. The self does not create war, heartbreak or disease, but it does allow the ego to spin those illusions when the mind wants to forget heaven. And so everything in the dream, whether gorgeous or grotesque, was bid by the mind that prefers to dream of exile than awaken to the one. The rulership is not over atoms and armies. It is over perception, over meaning, over belief in the lie or faith in the truth. 2. Destiny and desire. Even in this world, it is I who rule my destiny. What happens is what I desire. What does not occur is what I do not want to happen. This is a metaphysical landmine if misread. The ego says, then I must have wanted the abuse, I must have wanted to be sick, I must have wanted tragedy. No, that is not what's being said. This is not about the conscious surface-level wish. It is about a deeper desire to be separate. To prove individuality, vulnerability, and victimhood are real. The world was made as a defense against truth. In this world, every event is the echo of a single desire. Let me be something I'm not. The desire is not for pain per se. The desire is for identity. And in the ego's economy, identity is bought with guilt and sacrifice. So to have a personal self, it must believe in personal suffering. To have a body, it must believe in death. To have autonomy, it must believe in opposition. The will that rules destiny is not the ego's ambition, but the ancient wish to be a self apart from God. Every event in the dream serves that wish until it is withdrawn. The great acceptance. This must I accept, for thus am I led past this world to my creations. The power of rulership is not in altering the illusion, but in recognizing that it is illusion. Acceptance here is not resignation. It is not saying, I guess this pain is my destiny. It is saying, this dream is not what I thought it was. To accept the idea that I am the dreamer, not the puppet being whipped around by chance, is the beginning of liberation. It means the script was not written against me. It was written for my awakening. Every moment is either reinforcing the dream or undoing it. That is the only choice there ever was. And once the dreamer forgives the dream, lets go of the grievance, the judgment, the interpretation, the light rushes in. What was once seen as a hostile world becomes transparent. The war was never out there. The battlefield was the mind. Through this awareness, the mind is led past the world to its true creations, not bodies, not children of flesh, but extensions of love and light, untouched by fear. The prayer, the union of will. You are the self whom you created, Son, creating like yourself. The prayer is not from a servant to a king. It is from a mirror back to its source. This is pure ontology. You are myself. There is no other self, no private mind, no separate will. There is no other creator, no opposing force, no battlefield of good and evil. This is the collapse of the two, the Son and the Father, the created and the creator, the thought and the thinker. In truth, they are one. And in the holy instant of this prayer, that remembrance breaks through the dream. To create like yourself is not to mold matter. It is to extend eternal spirit. That extension does not happen in form. It happens when fear is gone, when attack is seen as impossible, when judgment is laid aside, and only light remains. This is creation, timeless, formless, changeless. The secret of the throne. Myself, which rules the universe, is but your will in perfect union with my own. This is the secret. The ruler of the universe is not a tyrant, not a master manipulator, not a god player commanding illusions. The ruler is will itself, not divided will but united will. There is no real distinction between my will and God's will in truth. The dream depends on this false division. It needs the illusion that one can oppose the divine or chart a separate course. But this prayer erases that illusion. It merges the map and the territory. The rulership is not about dominion. It is about alignment. And alignment doesn't mean submission. It means sameness. It means perfect, effortless attunement with love itself. The universe, seen rightly, is not planets and particles. It is the extension of God's will through the mind of His Son. And that is what rules, not because it conquers, but because there is nothing else. The metaphor, the puppet who realized the strings were made of light. Imagine a puppet who believes the strings are prison bars. Every tug feels like oppression. Every movement feels coerced. It strains to cut the cords and become free. But one day the puppet notices the strings are light, and the light is not dragging it. The light is animating it, not to control, but to extend itself. The puppet is not being played. The puppet is the light's expression. And in that moment, the puppet drops the scissors. It stops fighting. It realizes, I was never ruled by another. I was ruled by the one I am. This is what it means to say, myself is ruler of the universe.